Hello children, in our lesson today we are going to be revising subtraction. Now this is something that we've looked at in school, so we're just going to go over some of the methods that we've used. So the first method we're going to use is the pictorial method. So here I have 46 subtract 23 and I can work out the answer to that by drawing a picture. So I'm going to draw 46 using base 10 pictures. So here's my 40, that's my 4 tens and my 6 ones. And I want to subtract 23. So I can cross out 3 ones and 2 tens. That leaves me with 1, 2 tens and 3 ones. So I've got 2 tens and 3 ones left. 2 tens and 3 ones is 23. So 46 subtract 23 is 23. So that's the first method. I'd like you to pause the video here so that you can try out the 2 examples in the PDF file. Well done children, you're working really hard. So now we're going to move on to the next method, which is subtraction on a number line. And I have here 87 subtract 42. So I'm going to draw a number line, and I'm going to draw my number line quite a long way down my page. So here is my number line. You can use a ruler if you want to, but you don't have to. Now, I'm going to jump back on my number line from 87. So it's really important that I put 87 at the end of my number line, not at the start, but at the end. And I'm going to subtract 42. Now I'm not going to do that in one jump because that would be really quite hard. I am going to use some partitioning to help me. So I'm going to do it in more than one jump. So I'm going to first of all partition my 42 into tens and ones. So I've got 4 tens, and I know that 4 tens is 40, and I've got 2 ones. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back by my 2 ones. So I'm going to jump back from 87 and I'm going to subtract 2. Now I know that 7 take away 2 is 5, so that I know then that 87 take away 2 must be 85. I've taken away my ones. Now I've got 40 to take away, so I'm going to do that in 4 jumps of 10. So let's take away 10. So 85 take away 10 would get me to 75. Remember what we said yesterday, when I'm adding or subtracting 10 to any 2-digit number, the ones don't change, but the tens do. So I've taken away 1 10, I've got to take away 4 tens altogether. Let's take away another 10. That would get me to 65. Let's take away another 10. That would get me to 55. And let's take away the last 10, which would get me to 45. So I now know that 87 take away 42 is 45. Now there is an easier way of doing this, and we looked at this yesterday with our addition, and that's to just make 1 jump of 2 and then 1 whole jump of 40. So let me show you that method as well. It's just a more efficient way of doing it, but it's the same method. So remember, I put 87 at the end of my number line, and then I jump back my 2 ones, take away 2, that gets me to 85, and then I make 1 jump of 40. 85 take away 40 gets me to 45, and I will get the same result whichever way I do it. Now let's look at what happens if I have more ones in the number I'm subtracting than the number that I am subtracting from. So I can still use my number line, I just have to make more jumps. So here's my number line, and I'm going to start with 85 at the end of my number line because my subtraction sentence is 85 take away 47. I'm going to partition my 47 into tens and ones, 4 tens, which is 40, and this time I've got 7 ones. My 7 ones is more than the 5 ones I've got here, so I'm going to have to make more than one jump. So, much easier if I can subtract from a number ending in 0. So my first jump is going to take me from 85 back to the number before 85 that ends in 0, and that's 80. So how many of my 7 do I need to use to get from 85 back to 80? Well, I need to use 5, and it's this digit that tells me. So my first jump is a jump of 5. So I've used 5 of my 7. How many of my 7 have I got left? 5 add 2 is 7, so I've got another 2 to jump back. So let's jump back 2. 80 take away 2, using my number bonds to help me, I know that 10 take away 2 is 8, so 80 take away 2 must be 78. And then I'm going to jump back my 4 tens. 1, 10. So 78 take away 10 would be 68. Remember, the ones don't change, the tens do. Take away another 10 would get me to 58. Take away another 10 would get me to 48. Didn't quite make my number line long enough, so I'm just going to make it a little bit longer. Take away 10 will get me to 38. So 85 take away 47 equals 38. I can, of course, make these jumps of 410 in one jump, so let's have a look at that. 85, draw my number line, and then let's jump back, take away 5, will get me to 80, take away 2 will get me to 78, and then take away 40 will get me to 38. I should have put that 85 down here. So I'll just move it there so you can see. Exactly the same result, just less jumps. Now I know that one or two of you were a little bit nervous about this when we were in school, so I'm going to do another example just to help you along, and I'm going to use some pasta to help me. Now for in school we'd be using cubes, but we haven't got those at home, so pasta or anything small that you've got a lot of and that your mum, dad or grown-up doesn't mind you using. So let's have another look at 54 take away 28. Okay, so I'm going to do this on a number line, so I'm going to draw my number line. I've got to put my 54 at the end of my number line. Remember I said that's really important because we're jumping back on the number line. I'm going to partition my 28 into tens and ones. So I've got 8 ones and I've got 2 tens, and 2 tens is the same as 20. So I've got to jump back 8 and I've got to jump back 20. Now I've got more ones here than I have here, so I'm going to have to make more than one jump. So first of all I need to jump back to the number before 54 that ends in 0. So let's jump back. And I know that the number that ends in 0 before 54 is 50. How many of my 8 do I need to use to jump back from 54 to 50? Well, this digit here tells me I need 4. So here's my 8 pieces of pasta, and I'm going to take 4 of them and put them over here because I've used those 4. Okay, so I've partitioned my 8 into 4 and I've got some left. So now I'm going to take away what's left. And I've got another 4 left, so now I'm going to take away another 4. So using my number bonds to 10, 4 and something gives me a number ending in 0. I know it's 6, so 50 take away 4 must be 46. And now I'm going to jump back by my 20. So I've now used all my ones and I'm going to now jump back by my 20. So take away 10, take away 10. 46 take away 10, my ones aren't going to change, my tens are. So I've got 4 tens here, so I'm taking a 10 away, so that's 3 tens, and I've still got 6 ones. Going to take another 10 away. My ones aren't going to change. 3 10s here, take away 1 10 is going to leave me with 2 10s. So the answer will be 26. Now, I want you to have a go at the activities in the PDF file. If you need to, please use some pasta or some marbles or anything you've got at home to help you. And I can't wait to see your work. Good luck Year 2. I know you'll be brilliant. Don't forget to send lots and lots of photos of what you've been up to me. Have a great day, rest of the day, Year 2. Bye.